Welcome back, queens and kings, and all you roll in betweens. I just want to pop in today to talk to all my parents who have students that are attending online learning or remote learning. I have 5 helpful tips for you to help your child be successful in school this year. So let's hop into this video. So as you all know that ever since the pandemic occurred, the coronavirus, many schools have elected to allow their students to either go traditional or remote, which is the distant learning, online learning. And a lot of parents have elected to go or allow their child to go remote, the online learning. And so as a teacher, I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I help my child, or what do I need to do on my end to make sure that my child is successful. And I've been pondering over this question, or these questions that they ask me for a long time now. And what I'm seeing is a lot of things that could be corrected very easily. And so that's how I came up with my tips to share with the parents to help their child be successful. So one of the main things is that parents need to get familiar with the platform that they are using. So by platform, I'm referring to what resource is the school district using to allow students to submit assignments as well as get instructional information from their teacher. So for us, we're using this platform called Schoology and WebEx. Schoology is where the students submit their work. They can look at presentations, and they have all the resources as far as the textbooks and everything through that platform. WebEx is where the teachers are actually going live, where I can see the student and the students can actually see me. So parents need to start first by exploring the platform. That means exploring any type of resources that the school or the school district sent them, and getting comfortable with that platform, learning how to navigate that platform themselves. So they need to get familiar with how to go live with the teacher. They also need to get familiar with how their student is actually submitting work, how to retrieve the work, looking for due dates, and so forth. And so I think that once parents get familiar with the platform, they can show their child how to actually navigate the platform, as well as the teacher does as well, and also how to go online or live with their child. I know that we offered a tech tool link where the parents can go in and use that resource, and it shows them actually how to navigate Schoology as well as WebEx. And so I'm pretty sure other school districts have provided a link or a resource to help the parents. As a lot of times I get questions about, well, where is the submit button? How do I submit it? I don't see the assignment. When is it due? And so getting familiar with the platform, it shows them everything that they have questions about. Where to submit it, how to submit it, how to retrieve it, when is it due, and also get familiar with the WebEx or Zoom or whatever digital device that they're going to use to go live with the teacher. If they get familiar with that, a lot of times the teachers are going over those things during that time. Parents, make sure you are getting familiar with the platform that they're using, and that will be a great tool or a great way for you to help your child be successful. Okay, tip number 2. So we know that this can be a little discouraging because this is new for all of us. And one of the things that I find very helpful is that parents need to always stay positive, especially in front of their child. So children look to their parents to figure out how to react to new or intimidating situations. So even the most well-resourced person can't do the job of a teacher and their own job at the same time. So even though we might think that we have it, we sometimes we really don't have it. And that's where the frustration or the challenges come in. So children look to their parents, especially during intimidating situations, to see how they're going to react. And so if a parent reacts in a way that is skeptical or they start feeling defeated, we're going to see the students following suit. So parents just need to stay positive regardless of the fact if they feeling defeated or they feel like they're being challenged, because their child is looking at them and trying to see how they are going to react to the situation. So if parents seem excited and enthusiastic, they're going to see the same excitement and enthusiasm out of their child. Okay, so the next thing that I find very helpful for parents is to set up a direct line of communication with their child's teacher. That could be via email, that could be during a phone call, that could be during WebEx, or even sending a message through their platform. They need to know that they're not actually interrupting us, because that's what we are here for. If they're not sure about how to complete an assignment, just reach out to the teacher to get a better understanding of it. You might even want to set up a date and time to meet or have a conference with the teacher. And if they chose to set up a conference, that'll allow them time to talk about the struggles that the child is having at the time. They can use that time to review upcoming instructions. And they can also use that time to understand the expectations that that teacher has for them. So being a proactive parent is very essential if your child is struggling with online learning. So another tip is that parents or caregivers need to demonstrate how hard work is very important. So talking to your child about how your work and your goals, so talking to your child about your own work and goals is a great place to start. So tell him or her about your own projects that you're working on, skills that you had to learn, new skills that you had to learn, different challenges that you may have had to face, and also mastering the challenges that you faced. Tell your child about how much extra time you have to put in to work in order to accomplish your goals. So for example, with me, I I had my son at 21, as I stated in my earlier videos, and I thought it was very important for me to demonstrate how hard work does pay off. And so he was able to witness me struggling with going to school, raising him, making sure he's taken care of, working, and doing all of those things. So I demonstrated that time and time again, and that allowed him to get a good sense of what hard work is, because eventually those things paid off for me. And so I was able to pass that down to him, and in turn, he worked extremely hard to accomplish his goal. He's very successful at everything that he does because he put that hard work in. And I really feel that me demonstrating that, okay, this may be hard, but eventually it will pay off, that played a major part in him wanting to work hard as well. It's been many times that I have tried something and failed at it, and at times when we fail at things, we want to give up, but we have to persevere with it and just keep going and keep going, and never get up. Never let your child see that you're giving up, and that'll give him more ambitions to accomplish his goals as well. So these don't have to be big talks that you have with your child. I think that will encourage your child to take a similar approach. Okay, so my last tip for parents to help their student be successful with online learning is setting up a daily routine. Come up with a daily routine and stick with it. That includes what time everybody's going to wake up, fixing breakfast, setting up their space for the day to do their online learning, making sure they take care of all of their personal hygienes, So come up with a schedule for all that and repeat that same process every day. Like, treat it as a normal school day. What would they do if they got up? And for some parents who may have to work and leave their child at home and depend on the child doing everything on their own, make sure you're coming up with the schedule for them and then check in on them to make sure they're up, they're logged on to their remote learning class, and they're doing everything that they're supposed to do. Also, in that routine, make sure you building in breaks. I know for me, we take our lunch break, and so that's giving the students a break and a time for them to get away from their computers and go eat lunch, maybe conversate with their friends, and try to de-stress for a second, and then we come back on. And for our little learners, make sure you're building in time for them to eat snack, their lunch, and so forth. And make sure they're getting outside to get some fresh air, because being cooped up in the house on the computer all day, it's not healthy. You need to make sure they're getting out. Make sure you're getting out. I know that when I come home sometimes, or even when I get off work, I like to just ride around a little bit, and then I go home. I like to sit outside on my deck just to de-stress a little bit. So give them those breaks. That will help out a whole lot. Because we're going through this pandemic, we can still treat this as a normal school day by just setting a simple routine on a daily basis. So I hope that you have found that these 5 tips are very helpful. Try implementing them, but the main goal of this is to make sure your child is successful online. Again, this is very challenging, and you just have to stay motivated and encouraging to your child. I'm also going to be doing a video on tips to help the actual student to be successful as well. Not only the parents, to help the students and the things that I'm seeing students struggle with. I'll be sharing those tips with you so you can share with your child, and hopefully that'll make this transition go a little bit more smoothly. I hope that you found these tips very helpful, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.